Okay, so we'll start off with, so this is the budget for the year that will end March 31st, 2026 for the Niscapi Nation, and was prepared with the managers of the various departments, some of them, and also with council, who obviously approved this final budget.
Anggo what is COVID agitadagnot was costada pon 2026. Chipstognos tadaban ujamonich and I udaban udaban jobi madwonich kan skadochi mahana gauge what stats the change majibution now has got.
Some of the highlights of the budget, so the sort of bigger items within the budget are a new human resources team for the nation, and also increased work by the Department of Public Works.
Yinjiti dadagno jati wegi moni sunao da gauge the ban stagnos and outskirts at Stony George Duska stagnos nazi kufanasits. That's Jason Day, Miamna, with a bunch of office that as it was Castaganos and I, so now I, not them that see that I know to son at the Ishwebitaganot.
So this slide sort of shows where the money will be coming from for the nation during the year. Anticipated revenue or money ends about just a little bit over $21 million. As you can see, most of it's still coming from the federal government, $17 million. User fees charged to various departments. So user fees is when the nation charges places like the police department or the school or the CLSC for snow clearing, garbage collection, that sort of thing. Interest income from the money of the nation, also from some of the mining IGA money, and then just other money as well, about $1 billion worth of other revenue.
You had Scarzanos, so now he 21 million says again, he special in the what's beaten the odd what charge mahanage 70 million. Guna minad user fees he had our in Miam Sia Abji the Gnos Camiam. Miam kun ujat snagnot kya miam kenai musan jasnanot kya 1.6 million guna kutaki tahos na ojas nagnot sunaon da kanutos na noji to stone kya naskapi na utbet muno that banda tito niji 1.4 million kunda the banda we in the 1.1 million though what's a bit that to stone.
So where the money should be spent for the upcoming year, the plan to spend the money is obviously the biggest area is going to be Department of Public Works for a lot of the work that DPW does on behalf of the nation. Administration, about 20%. Subsidies to other nation entities, maybe like relief services or the medical house, about another 10%. Big increase in community events and recreation, 7.2%. The rec center and the community center, 6%. Government and regional support, 2.5% and 2%. And then you have a small amount that's being used towards some of the buildings that, or some of the houses that are being used. Sorry, George, that's a lot.
You said too much. Kuna to Scarzanos, kutaki to stone. At the mentat we just see that the 9 million is shot away. Utapan trophy.
Hello.
Kunta minaj second trophy to stone 4 million sasakan. Kunta shows mahanis da 1.1. Kunta tatapan da shows mahanis 500,000 sta 26. Kunta minaj matuonis kaya naska diagnose 1.3 million. Kunta debate muna tatapan na debate muna use mahans 2.1 million. Minaji utanas niya mijoka kuyu awi wanoji 4,021 sasakan abita beach. Minaji matojof kiwaga bukas muna noj wa mamu yujof 1.5 million. Minaji dai minaji nagatoy dagano jo sugo nanoj genda kasta buat such 192,000. Minaji siaji da dagnoji yoidon kya kanutas nanoji tusona tuskastagno 179,000. Minaji nabo job 137,000. I'm gonna say 21 million. That's what it is.
Okay, so this slide here shows the Department of Public Works. And Department of Public Works, the budget for the Department of Public Works this year is just over $9.1 million. And then we're showing on this side here how much is being used by the various pieces of the Department of Public Works. So there's the garage, general DPW work such as repairs and maintenance. This is for housing maintenance, this much here. The blue band represents water and wastewater. Municipal buildings is the smaller band here. Small vehicle repairs is this orange band. Streets, Iron Arm Road, housing administration, and just miscellaneous small road maintenance and things like that is at the bottom band. So the bulk of the work being mostly for the garage and general work, as well as housing maintenance.
Guna sasakan da dagno 25 ka 26 pun. Utapan job 2.1. Guna utatapan ya utapan job kaya miyami utay pan job kaya muchaboy kaya napi 1.4 mas kanwa 354,000 kajigad mas kano 300,000 usta utapana 580,000 tuskautan ujin ay minaj second job 581 utapan job Tito Kaniji 2.6 million. Mijoba was Stagnoji 1.5. Mijoba Duska Stagnoji at Son 199,000. Tupan Chagan. Yami Maskanwa Duska Stagnoji Stagnoji to Son. Second, I am Satano Stagnoji 659,000. Mamu $9.1 million.
So this shows the capital budget, which are purchases for things like buildings, housing, big equipment. And so for the capital budget for the upcoming year, some of the expenditures are A big chunk of the money will be used for drinking water upgrade, a small amount for a new excavator, the wellness center, a 12-wheeler, two houses, some crawl space repairs, draining upgrades, a CMHC COI initiative, which is for housing repairs, and also for multi-use building financing.
Waji technology, you see at the technology so now. Attempt that bunny that we see needs me job at me 750,000. Get 12-wheeler. Na mam jeju daban 340,000. When I know the na gahuchi 250,000. Can I was technology. The Shiba me job in the cross base was technology 798,000. I mean, I got no job in the binda, George Manano, George a bit $3.4 million. The PEG should we diagnose me? I mean, 1.1 million shut out. Sasagan. Okay, me job under Joy G1 Canada, Ottawa. They me am diagnose me, I'm still hands. Yeah, that which me, she was taking naibs. Can I still hands the best still hands and a diagnose? Mi moon in the Tucson Michigan job. So I was diagnosed 250,000. That reason that I Michigan job at JWG diagnosis of $1.7 million.
You done, Jeff?
Yeah, so basically now it's for each of the different departments. So if you want to start, Stella, we can do the administration, go from there. You let me know.
Okay, go. Okay, yeah, let's continue.
Okay, we'll keep going until we get to one where there's a manager who has to do a presentation. Let's do that.
Now, Shadow, managers, that DPW man, that's what we okay? You go now that.
Okay, so for the administration, which is going to represent about 4.3 million of the budget, obviously that covers a lot of payroll and benefits, accounting fees, training and travel, just general administration. So some of the priorities for the administration department for the upcoming year are going to be training and development for the nation's staff. Again, a new human resources department, HR department, also the finance department, and then for policy and review and development.
Hello? Okay. Go nina no da mishnegan joyfi ja to said I angyo yak mo dan chagwanda JW Asia the bunch the note ki bashu now chagwana chani ji hagano da ninan da mishnegan joyfi miam no tu tagano cha miam shkudumwagano which da katusashich kya no da beach da chagwan miam human resource department hinataw and miam Tucson achitaba dagani Tucson we bitagani each and Teresa ne chi tuso yeah last year go ushi dagano ni ushi dagano department ushkawan j data gwen we pitching go no ji hagano kya inda tuso Francis is nya tushko we Teresa right now ashkunda metawan moka nandwa maganona ujmo wanya wanda chatat Go bitaga no no chicha to son. Ang kunan na Human Resource Department na to mita no shtukwan. Chitukwan ki pacha chipek so niya Teresa now siya chipacha chipek so. Kuno jo cha ashpish mi cha dach ka to sasha no tabio na cha chi wawi chitaga no na department na gihnatan Human Resource. To sona chita patagni chi o ibitagni chi ni to sona. Kaya na ashno tapich cha chishkutumaga no chka to sasha. Kaya kuta kaya pitch anichi hamach finance department. Down da we wan shash inya jigi shitu sawi Edward Chikanapish. We nya chicken nigan shkum. Finance manager jigi dabdisho. Chat taganwe mat nta gufana sha kaya winda jahanda taus mian payroll da taus accounts payable mi cha tujan kaya wana department nge kaya pitch jigi shinagwan chika dapana shields. Go anggun nancha kena ini chihagnya mishnegna tan cheshmyo bigat one ni tan chan chagwan jana shegno mem personnel policy no chihagno minoj tan jesh na shamuch katu sashacha nda atus sano di nda nutum da myo mogni nanda ben office nutum da mem NCC NRF Arena got such women shelter ke wellness. Gangun mukcham bashishwit mat now na ashpashat na budget tan Asia the banshtakanot wa year. Kutas na shkumit now. Next slide.
Okay, and the next slide is for sports and recreation department.
Hello.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the sports and recreation department, this is one area of the budget that has been increased this year. Budget is now 526,000. This will be spent on things like salaries and benefits for that department, tournaments, activities, donations, a lot of special activities in minor hockey, and of course the native games. And just for miscellaneous and other sponsorships for events.
Mas oidamaz oranga dudamaz. Dudamaz. Was ist das Hoji July da da? Zum Spielen da Journal. Zum Madwanu. Ja. Ich sag do ich das Hoji was
It's okay.
go even be
Stephen is
tournaments gonna baseball hockey. Ja, nan da gnu Journal. 자 지미 쉐이그노 나이 소스코도 좀 짐다 저 조스타 비tten 와게 아베도 스키스트그노 der cocky der cocky 야벤지 아난 그다 비tta는 와이 니바다이 위드미지 와스그마 도지 돈위지 그저다 비트마지 제 cocky 하다 자 training 서드그냐 for staff 자 was yeah, but we badanan this year in September the was karate. And Michigan judge. Yeah. We saw the way to the much yeah.
Okay, next slide, Jeff.
My is
Ashkat guni Stephen Arena.
Huh?
Guna good your slide.
sorry. Aga pega da arena tournaments kita gini aja misalnya kena kan kita kaya memorial tournaments kita gini next year kau jadi binan guna arena extension no ida na gym so now nanda ada gino so now nas 14 million idan so di guna extension ya mo kaya aga ya sunu da bino wanda idan sai ina ko gono ni school gym habsi to mahan ko ni bangi boy da bisno school ministry Quebec kaya to ano michocho You'll be next year that is a big star. Misschien genoeg zo nou. Dat al. So I have it. So I don't have questions.
Spadroa. Kamusta? Aha. Oh, na.
Chojo ba?
Chochovica. Di Subana, di Begno.
Agan.
Moji bitabi ni he moji. Guawitan ni nacha.
Agan micho. Menda
restaurant.
bishan da chojo biya. Menda bishan da ni da micho. Ma.
Medri kwajmo jagonyo Stephen. Inda tusto Stephen da Madonich. Agda recreation director idpo. Window jmo iyo na gdwita mina gashnoshka te ignich. Kewia. Daudo jmo mishka angianyo gufanama. Kianata kabugash monanoch. Angianya ogufanama. Kianya gwitap magwa Roger. Angianya tushkakat. Wasa tushkashtoachka iusichi Madonich.
Okay, next week sto hada was Madonna gibstanan ji bracelets. As kun say that I'm sure you mudan. So bstagan was milas. Ninan gibstan. Akım da jida saga. Ne işine mişke nujo miyam. Dojo gym gelenek style arena 7 days a week. Sana gnu jagon. Kyoda. We're open 7 days a week. Yine gwaji mo wen. Akım da sana gnici recreation buildings. 7 days a week sana gni stinanwa. Weekends midnight zabalani. Ami ubidi. Ya biz aban nanda gnu tubis saji gneide mo. Sigo zum gunan saji nanda mo so council. Tubis. We always get you that. Go nanda ni magwas askni swalana. So 지금 이 아버지는 우두비스 네드마. 그야 저는 다비는. You know, with them sliding, substantial now that. And all the risk of Okay, you know, she's here, don't she?
Turn the slide, Jeff.
Next slide. Okay, community events.
Hold on.
아직도 도망가겠어. 무슨
Good.
That's but now.
Agad sa kung si way kwa si Chamuya gshabuto pinan. Oh, okay, Jeff, continue.
Okay, so for the community events, we have a budget again that's increased this year. The budget is now set for $691,000 for the year. Most of the expenditures are gonna be things like party supplies, gifts and prizes, transportation, a band. And some of the activities planned are for, obviously for Christmas, New Year's Eve, Winter Games, Nescapi Day, Aboriginal Day, Halloween, and, other community expenses.
Go iyo shunao wa adutaganot ita kiba jagwan jina no da miami Aboriginal Day na gumatawa no wani. Kaya mogsano chi carnival ja mistabden na shunao amatwa no chi. Kaya iuta mishnata we mishkujna mishnata onda chi onda jimishnegnoj. Cheyu chashtohaganot cha Saint Dan. Via Nibinicha. Kaya chashtohaganot cheyu jabis na gamamuyochi ni cheyut. Aguda yabichi Joseph the banstaganot shunao. Kaya no ni hatan sa iuyaw ta so ni name inish na normal tan siya. Ang kaya wiuya chikana katwaitam. Wi chikana ni jiham ya shtuha ichani cheyuwa. Kaya wiya matuan wicha wiya Aboriginal Day miya matuan ucha cha wi chikani jiham kaya tewa wiwa awa wichikot. Kaya chawa wichikot. Go Jishugashi Jugwita Mutsha. Metal right now Tutam Jagwanyo go Jugwita Mutsha dan Jishuk Mudanwich we are Chewa Chastohaganichi we are July to Gunicha. Saint Thanks to Hojini Chayuj. Kenneth Chayuji Mamida August Nidan. Go and good then. Continue, Jeff.
For the rec center, the recreation facility.
Sorry,
so
Jeff.
budgeted.
Sorry, Jeff.
Sorry, no. Okay.
지금 Chicago name 지지비자야 뭐 위다 스포츠 쉐유와 네 와서 위다 마프단 단체시 묘비요 그다 스코메든 좋았 샤부도 비난 yeah Jeff continue.
Okay, so for the Nescapi Recreation Facility, budget for the upcoming year is $453,000. Essentially, this is just for the payroll and benefits for the staff there, some equipment, more canteen supplies, and administration and maintenance, along with the pool maintenance for the rec center, the rec facility. Sorry.
Guanguno wa gabugash munanoch. Inda uchmo mishkudushko uchmo Medora lozie. Kya inya ishpita uchunayo nya nagiba ishchishuagano jajno da bit ndani jagwanyo kya dawaj ndani dawajawsa jagwanyo anya abugash munanoch jagwana ano da bit. Kenya wawichi kachni waiwanya chachimio pia na tami washi ishpiu jagwan na pia memio shtauni goan kunen.
For the community center, the budget is just over $400,000 for the upcoming year, basically for staffing and as well as for just general admin and maintenance of the building.
Kiawaiwa Madwochwa 400,000 special budget to the woge. Iudo Jumo Amy Schmagnish. Metauke no choza, chi bushagano, chi stohonia. Go Menasemo Jagatu Gushnagas. Guangyo we ajishuachi uguvana moa kia ajnu tabita jaguanu da wamadochwa vich chachi pembich. Kia michata jaguan tu taganoni abchi tagano wamia moe ocho moe menanoch kia amato anoja amato gagano chwasich kia wia ni benicha cha jagum stabteno wasich amato gaganochi July, August. Can I na events at dadai kutagach departments abji daganoni. Guangunan.
For the
Good afternoon, everybody. Deputy Chief, Council, Elders, Directors, Managers, and community members. Watch out. Okay. When I arrived here in September 12th, 2012, our annual police budget was $400,000 with a consultant dealing with day-to-day operations.
Dagatani 400,000 is special Sasagani na Tuscadano scenario.
As of today, for our 25-26 budget, we're at $4.2 million.
Nujio na Tuscadano scenario 25 get 26 $4.2 million is special.
And if I go back in 2012, we had staff of 3. As we speak, we have a staff of 14.
Nest cidade jus no joi na gato sahet chuga magna shito sonage.
And when I talk about payroll,
Neste sabni no joi that joji sasaganyo.
okay, sorry about that, George. When I talk about payroll and benefits, half our budget for this fiscal year is $2,281,634.
Sasaganyo no joi kanyuna yo $2.8 million sasagani special.
And if I go back in 2012, it was approximately 168,000.
Yeah, 116,000 is special kanyuna kadiji video.
And if I look at payroll and benefits as we speak, our salaries are comparable right across the country.
Kena no si tukana speed the estimates ka the Canada yo SPB daganot kanyuna yo.
And if I go back as a police officer back in 2012, the average salary was at 35,000. As we speak with the new salary grid, our salaries are 119,000 per officer.
Yo 2012 pun katukas yo 35,000 is wagno ka magnosti daw no jo ita kaya special na to sonyo no jo 119,000 sasagan kanyo ka magnosti daw.
And in this budget, we have a training recruitment of $148,988.
Kaya na asko tumagno di ka magnosti niya do sona nagni jo inda sasagan guest nagno jo 148,000.
Administration dollars, this goes to NNK for this fiscal year. It's 549,300.
Kung sasagan tayo da yujmahani jo na atos kastagno misnagin jofi jo 549,000 yo.
For the community programming, we do activities year-round. Each month, there's an activity carried by the Nescapi Police Force.
Tukun yo tatu ichawa na tutmato tayo yostijo. Taji nutumas taji magno taji tatu ichawa niya tutagnijo.
Like this past month, we had the police week with the prescription drop-off and open house.
Miami miam tuhuna wana agabjida gnuji ga sagada tupani wapna gnuji chito tagno jaji mamusa znat wan jaji barutat ni agabjida tuhuna yo.
And for next month, we have the Operation Cleanup.
Gumino jo agos ya minat pisuma nangun jato tagno ji yosia jami hagnot.
There's a history for this Operation Cleanup I'm going to explain.
Ya tukono mijat tatupna ya tukono jo.
Back in June 2013, we had late Isaac Peen passed away. Chief Isaac Peen.
Yujimonya gonna get 2013 ya.
We had government officials, chiefs across Quebec coming in.
Katukasnasi katsod mo tsas kay Yujmahanjo. Gonna get Yujma.
Back in 2013, I asked the community, could we clean up the community for the government people coming in?
I wouldn't gaji video that Jimmy Hagno the Yosiga Quadamagno use that Yosiva mi Hagno Mantozia that was Nasan.
And this is our 13th year. It's always the second Friday of June.
Kuango yo Juna to yo. I go in Stopuna in Stajabi. Wajab Mokadadio, Yosia mi Hagnot.
And if you look at, you'll notice we do community forums, doing activities with issues in the community.
Get that is now a Hagno Chagana, so stupid to the Yosija, what to the message Chaganio.
I was asked by several communities if they could participate in our next community forum.
Agaminat to the Maggio, that he wants to Magnodio, Joanna to Tagnozio.
And the success is not just based on me or my team, it's based on the community.
Meomogana Jina Jitaganodna Nohanamitaji, Piochitacha Jaganio, Yinda Distas Magnus, they Yosiji Yojo. Kayoji Stitch Magnus, what to Tagnichonio.
Then if you look at vehicles and equipment, we received $1.2 million last year from Public Safety Canada.
You touch you, the Chaganagas Nagnoji 1.2 million Gastanio.
And people ask us why. That's where we get the police vehicles, the boat, the side-by-side, the 2 skidoos, and the 2 ATVs.
I didn't national case video now, Tabanagas Namaju, Kanaokata, Diabiju, Gaskito, Kia Utio. I would not case with my national Gasnamaju.
Overall, NNK signed a tripartite agreement in March 27 by Chief, or actually Mayor Luis Natapio.
Well, I'm going to understood Nanos and in a Skamon to go national.
Public Safety Canada and Minister of Public Security signed on March 28, 2025.
I'm going to choose my hands and I Nagamagnajo to son. Can I as Nagatay Missionanos by Agitata?
We signed a 5-year agreement with all 3 parties.
And street sits and stop that one of Mogadan Skumon.
And the current agreement is from April 21st, 2024, and it expires March 31st, 2029.
Okay, I'm going to job Mogadaju. Oscar Skumonio, April 24 is 2029.
In total, we received $21,374,514.
Mamu ang gani jagas na 21 million sa yo. Sa gani stayo.
So if you look at that figure on administration expenses that goes to NNK, they'll receive $2.78439 for administration fees.
That tabuna in the Yajmahan jagas na $2.7 million you discussed agno di to son magna to son.
Regards to the triplex and regards to the duplex, we receive money.
Kunia kay Ibnanuichi na ya katutumoganos kay Ibnanuichi nisho Ibnanuichi and sto Ibnanuichi kay Ibnanuichi tapanan jigasnano isunayo jigasnano.
Like for this year, we're paying $250,000 on rent subsidies.
Kaya na 250,000 ay awasunano na a speed sunayo. Kasnagano.
In 5 years, we'll pay $1,252,011 for the triplex and duplexes.
Kunayo di spesimamu kasnamadio how many years?
5 years.
But that punayo 1.2 million that we tabiyo now awi kuyas na ya kay Ibnanuichi.
In the police agreement, we can't own the buildings, but we could play with the term mortgage to rent.
Go mijiji de bedo mo jaga magna ya mungkin jan tukunan ya semutano michafi awasunano ya agnos.
And at the end of the day, the duplex and triplex belongs to the NNK.
Ya kudan na niya kutugnani kay Ibnanuichi na wait you agnos ka magna hits ina de bedo mo si yutmahans.
And you'll notice in our agreements, we will have surpluses each year.
Ya tukunda según punayo askubinda sunayo.
You will probably notice this year or next year, we start building the garage next to the police station for storage.
Kuagan stazu staza poni wa joshi zaman gano si stazu joafio da mismaga magna hijo.
We're looking to put $113,323 for this year.
Kuagan da speed national yo 113,000 yo.
And in a 5-year span, that garage, well, we should spend $775,065.
Gunay sa gani su 775 tamajibu that puna na stazu joafio.
Another issue that was brought up a couple of weeks ago on Facebook, June 2024, I met with Chief and Counsel. At the time was Chief Teresa Shmaganish, Deputy Chief Luis Natapio, and council members. It was discussed for renewal of contract. They were asking for 5 years. I asked for 3 years. It was agreed around the table would be a 3-year contract. And I'll take a little responsibility. We never signed off on the contract, but it's in the minutes. We signed off for 3 years. And within the 3 years is to train a fellow Nescapi police officer to take over chief of police. I do have a new structure that started April 1st, 2025. Instead of having Andy John as assistant chief of police, he's a sergeant. And the other sergeant's broken down to 2 teams that roll as assistant. The other sergeant is Tommy Kondo. from Geskebegyak. And my next step is to train Andy go to the next step as chief of police. And I don't plan to be an expert, but I was asked by the chiefs of police across the country to be a mentor for chiefs of police. So the changes that we are making, they're kind of looking at the Nescapi police force, how it's working. And we just did an operational audit about a month ago. Operational audit, day-to-day operations. The audit was done by Minister of Public Security Quebec. According to the Minister of Public Security, we're one of the better departments in the province of Quebec.
Kaya din tayo na ikamag na siya to son wad to skastagno dangan dai to skastagno to that wapada to chidada chwa sonyo.
It's a department that doesn't rely on consultants nor the Sote de Quebec.
Kaya kasujay mas na Quebec kamag na hichi kaya ko ijo hichi with me.
And I thank the Nescapi Nation for giving me the opportunity to run the police department that meets the needs of today and tomorrow.
Kaya naskumoto na skapi yojo asujay mas sa ji niya to skastamog to sonyo yo. Kabado mo yan yo.
And when I sit on national forums, it's not Billy Moffat, it's the chief of police for the Nescapi Police Force.
Kaya miyawan na to jitada kanuji no tam kamag na siya to sono da Canada miyawan yo iyan ni jitada yo ni kamag na siya ujmo yan yo ta naskapi kamag na siya.
And when I go to these national forums to speak and share my knowledge, I always say I represent the Nescapi Nation of Kawawachikamach. One
And that-
community, one nation.
Kaya dato hani yo sa jibas naman mo niyo hangna as wati ko kanji atos kasto ta naskapi yo abegut sitski ba yo sa naskapi.
No matter where I go, it's not based on me, it's the community and my staff. I'm asked to speak. I sit on the Assembly of First Nation Police Task Force. I sit on the National Public Safety Canada on Indigenous Police Station, First Nation Police Departments. It's thanks to you and it's thanks to my staff for giving me the opportunity. And when I go there, I wear your uniform. I'm proud.
Kaya na may dani kamag na siya naskapi na abusman na atas pesuyan yo dato hani mi ani ka katasahetsan may naman asito skos ka yo. Kaya tato isna to kanyo na itapati yos kamag na hets kaya na nutamuta kamag na hets da Canada.
And it's never about me. It's about the community, the Nescapi Nation of Kawawachikamach. I
Yeah.
represent the Nescapi Nation.
Miyaw niya o isya niyo joy naskapi yo da joy na yo.
Next slide, Nescapi Fire Department, I believe. Okay.
We 3/4 minute now. We Maskino, it's Maskinamino. Wow, we call this road highway, the long road. Jajiduta Gamagnosio. Patrol Maskanayo. Jajinagdeda Gamagnos Maskanayo. Kiba. Sabioni Mira Shinya. Tabana Naspadu. But Piguan knew Tabanu. Yeah. Uksudaban medyo maidan ba ko notice daban no. Kasama chibiyo daban na. Kaya gusto ko sa chibiyo daban na nagadagat ni maskdo. Ako ni kwajman ya Billy Muffet. Jajina ko to itats kamang na hets masknayo. Kanya jajabji that's radar guns. Radar guns ang sabi sa na yung naot. Jajabji that's. Billy, do you guys have those radar guns?
Actually, last chief and council and with Teresa, it's the same thing with Noah at the time. Only way we could bring them up is bring the CSR. Chief and council was working on to bring the Motor Vehicle Act to use certain sections only. I know it's an issue. People are speeding. It's the issue with no licenses, no insurance, and no registration. I'm sure if you go check the old minutes. Mr. Renzoni was supposed to work with the province of Quebec and bring it into CSR. But remember, when we bring the CSR, territorial licenses will not work anymore. But like I said, the CSR is a tool. We could apply it. We have trained staff, but I need the CSR from here to there to enforce it. And I totally agree. The vehicles are going fast.
Yeah, that's we all wanted to ask you about the road that just to patrol the road, the highway road, the long road. So I was going to ask the people if they're happy about this or not.
I totally agree with you, Luke. It's been brought up in our current agreement we signed. We're working on the territory, what we patrol on the road. What I'm asking the government, and Paul Renzoni will tell you, we're trying to get near Lake John to patrol that road on a constant basis.
Because the people have to agree first. They're not happy about it because they want to lose their territorial license, right?
Yep, and that's the big issue.
So maybe we ask them first if they agree or not. That's how it's going to be.
I'm in total agreement if you want to go this way, but like I said in the past, the CSR or the Motor Vehicle Act, we could apply certain things. It's our discretion. You guys are the government of the community. You say, Billy, we want more of this, not an issue. We don't have to give tickets right away. We're going to give warnings. And I totally agree. It's always been an issue. Totally agree.
Yeah, Billy, that's how we're asking, Chief and Council, just to patrol the road. Don't bother those territorial license. We just want you to patrol the road because there's accident happens, a lot of damage of the windshields.
Yeah.
That's how we want you to do. Because we could meet you after later on.
I have no issues. We could find a platform that's going to work both ends. And I think it's not just you. It's been a concern since I got here in 2012. I came with my truck and I got a windshield. It's the road has to be fixed, but it's not pointing blames on anybody. But it's the CSR. But there's certain things we could do. And Jacques Prigent from Minister of Transport could sit down with Chief and Council and we could work out what we want on the CSR. It's a mutual aid agreement. Instead of giving tickets, we give warnings. If the warnings don't work, we give out tickets. It's something we could work out, something we could discuss.
Yeah, because usually the road is kind of dangerous when there's a lot of bumps around on the road. The vehicle could go off the road.
Yeah.
It happens that
I totally agree. If the
So-
community wants me to go with the CSR, by all means, we'll do it.
I don't know if they can agree happy about this or not. So somebody wants to say something?
Thank you, Luke. The budget, the payroll and benefits. Is that going to repeat again? Because I've been visiting a lot of elders, not only because of what I'm doing right now, but they're really concerned. Patrol cars don't patrol at nights when it's really needed. An elder said when we lived in Metamakush, before Amerindian was established, 24 hours, 24 hours. And the crime kind of really went down, but there was crime, but there was nothing like they were watching drugs, drug addiction, trafficking. So we're concerned about the young people getting hooked with drugs, and we would like not to see anything happening again because we lost a child. We're not pointing fingers, but we're really concerned. This budget is 4.2 million. Payroll, benefits. What about the safety of the people, young kids, youth, and at night when they're just roaming around? And the training. I would like a K9 to be part of this because we have the agreement. And part of the agreement was there were a lot of promises. And either Naskapi or Cree could be trained to work with the K9. Because last time we met you and the other chief of police, the chief of police of SQ said it would cost 200,000. Yes, 200,000. But remember, they have to remember, you guys as well, out that way, our territory called Kanepisco, we lost a lot of land, our food, our rivers, our lakes, our burial grounds, our way of life, stories, legends, medicine. It just adds up. And we were promised that they would respect the Northeastern Quebec Agreement. This will keep coming up because as of now, the way it's going, there's nothing, as far as I'm concerned, because everywhere I go, I smell pot, but what can I do? And I know through my relatives that there are people pushing drugs. There's coke. I was surprised to hear that there's a lot of coke. Then speed. Are we waiting for another crisis? Because I think it's time. We're going to have to use the media. We have a right for that. We have a right under the 1982 Constitution. We have a right to use anything. When a citizen is ignored, they can go through there. And we have the agreement as well, the act, and also the Constitution. So, and I'm looking at this community programming. Okay, the payroll and benefits. I don't see any of us benefiting from this. Maybe you guys do. But like this elder said, why can it be like that when we lived in Metamakush? We were patrolling 24/7. And this is a very touchy subject because when you lose something, you lose. If you lose a vehicle, you can get it replaced. This is insured. But when you lose a person, or even in an accident, I know I had a couple of elders that were concerned about people using banned vehicles under the influence. And I said, I can't do anything. But this is where you could bring it up. And sometimes we know a lot of young people don't know how to approach elders now. Not like when I was growing up. There was a custom that we went through. And to approach elders, it's essential because we need that way of life, the customs, the cultural way. And I see that elders are always been ignored. I see that. I witnessed that. A lot of people talk about it. When they say something, it's not heard. They hear it, but they don't apply it. If we want a healthy community, those are the leaders. That there's only a handful. A lot of those people, when they were negotiating land claims, a lot of elders spoke because of the knowledge of the land. And they knew the routes they traveled. And they knew how to work together. And this is one thing that I always remember. I used to go to these meetings and they used to talk about the land. At the beginning, I didn't understand because I was born on a reserve and grew up on the reserve. But the minute I spent time with my dad and my uncles, my brother, late brother, then I start to really understand the true meaning of who I was. So they talked about life in general. That's why I'm targeting this payroll and benefits. There is life here. And when we lose it, it's gone just like that. And I hear elders when they speak, and I really acknowledge what they have to offer. And we, I spent time with them. Like when I sat in the committee, it was them that were driving that committee. It was the elders, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding about life. So I think you guys should meet with them. And I think that when it comes to the budget, I think this is very, very important that your crew patrol. It's not targeting you, but come on. If it wasn't for the agreement, you guys wouldn't be sitting here. You guys wouldn't be making this kind of money or benefits. And the training, we would like to see K9 be involved in this community because we have to exercise our rights under the Northeastern Quebec Agreement because we're humans. If it wasn't for my elders that have passed on, there would have been no agreement. I don't know how much money is going out of here. Let me put it this way, and how much money we use for ourselves. So that's another question when it comes to payroll, administration. And this is the thing that I'm sharing with you guys because of the elders. Sometimes they can't, they don't, they say nobody listens. They hear, but then again, there's that barrier, the language barrier that they don't understand because of people speaking, there's a word to it, slang. So that's another thing. And I think, and I know that it can happen. But yeah, now it's words, but now we want to see action. There will be proof when we see action. You guys have, I don't know, you have money for gas. Sometimes we see vehicles get off the highway. We don't know if the person was drinking, doing drugs. And I see an elder's vehicle over there. If you serve him, that's how he used to get around. So now he's really. I went to visit him the other day, and I didn't even mention that, but he was kind of down a bit. So this is my main concern. I'm always going to talk about the Northeastern Quebec Agreement. I was not involved with the negotiations. Here's one of them. There's about 6 of them that are still alive. 6 of them. And sometimes I'm disappointed they don't speak out when it comes to meetings, because with this community, it's the agreement. Under the agreement is how we got this community. And like I said, out that way, we lost a lot. And what is 9 million? I don't know how much we have left. Now that's another thing we're gonna have to look at. And we as people need to have a good communication. You know, because that's the only way we're gonna hammer things out. A lot of things are at stake. The unborn generation, what are they gonna have? That was always the case. Oh, the unborn generation, the money's coming in. There's another money that came in, unborn generation. Now there's another one that came in, unborn generation. And when you want to do something in the community positive, sometimes people don't like it, but they have to work with us. So I could say more, but we'll see at the annual meeting. Thank you, Billy, for listening. Did you just come now?
Mike,
Gotcha.
those are good questions. I know you talk on behalf of the elders and community. You always do, no matter where I'm at. And I appreciate that. And like you said, I wish the elders would speak. And if the elders want to meet with me next week, next month, by all means, I'll be there. If they want to meet with me once a month, I'm there. I just give me a date and time, or you want me to organize it once a month with the elders, come here, provide a lunch, we talk about issues. I know I'll talk in English, but I'm sure you'll be able to translate.
Yun ang suggestion dok. As a kwati sa winda jawan. Kani yo bamiaitan antusko ko stoko jo ay ko humna sa get sa yo. Jadi pesnaman ay kani jawan utawas tabis. Kiba misa jawan na noitan mesin tuhon ebes. Kaya ay atutasat. Kaya kapan ba ito sa magnahas. Sa misaw ta sudah bas nagnogan to yayo. Sa misaw sunaw. Kutanya tansin sa ko spot ta hos. Kaya kay spesima mastuni ta hata kanya baskaz. Agne jo itman. Tan guya wangwa sita so jenis kumo mas naigan danio. Kumiska jo na. Pintiskuta Pego nasta pego sa tan to na isa kasi coach iyo. Kaya uta pajitu ta ne bacha ji michunano jo ta ji tabatagno sinja ko nasta bigo요. Sanada se maskno ji oi tomunai fake na yuzmahan. Iyo na sihat. Ognada isaimen ya chauzmana jebes. Mugna skumum snaiga ne ya ta hamaha. Kenai tomja jabja agnot agunen. Aspesuni te hata tanjay tabet na nisem damtno sa sibi abes. Pego puna ji mas nagnot. Aspesusi tat na we kaijo Quebec. Ne mo kaya katsbahay Sibia. Dito sa kanyang skat. Agun miskat. Kaya tigil skat na win skoya ka iyo. Mutta mo kaya yabes itatsa. Kung kuno ni bisijaswan ni skoja iya saywa. Kiba kita hana i was na gusya. Kaya tawa pagubisyo daban skob de kuda kisiya gno. Gopmatsion. Just na mo tugon. Kung aga dito ko kaya menu ito mo tugon sunaw kaya jibas tugon sunaw. Jagon jaga ji skanda baskapa may dusni. Kiban ji tugon da just cheyo ja kuhnas. Matemakus ka biao. Kau sayo ka magnas ka tsas. Lantam ji tusauts. Jagon jaga ji tutas wajib jian untuk. Nih staban miskusta. Wahna guni jam miskut. Ko Aga siya windiskoga. Kani jigu ijo no windiskoga. Kita hanan na. Sa utsay stay ko na mo junto hon. Kaya ko to boy. Yeah, I'm ahisa tuan net skagut. Aga mi skagut. Ngad skum no. Thank you, Billy. I mentioned
There's another thing. Regards to patrolling. The other day, we had 10 calls, which means that's 10 written reports. And an average report takes, 15 minutes to a half hour. If you got 10 reports, that's 4 or 5 hours of paperwork. Then if you have a criminal file, assault, somebody presses charges, We have to obtain the medical report, take the person to CLC, get statements, do a background check, do the paperwork. Takes 4 to 5 hours. Then you got to do Crown Legal. So when you're busy, since I've been here, we have 10,000 reports in the system. If there's a dog call, we draft up a report. If there's a bear call, we draft a report. If there's a false alarm, we draft a report. And everything we do, we document. But sadly, what policing today is, and you are right, back in the American Police, I started in 1982 with the American Police. We had 1 hour of paperwork and 10 hours of patrol. As we speak today, it's roughly 6 to 7 hours of paperwork and 3 to 4 hours patrol. Now, talking to the kids, to the school, having meetings, it takes time from patrol. And everybody will tell you, I am very proactive with drugs and alcohol in the community. Every meeting I have, and if you go Facebook, I'll talk about speed, fentanyl, cocaine, drugs. If there's an issue, I'll post it and I'll have a community meeting. I am concerned. My father was an alcoholic. I had a friend committed suicide because of drugs. Another one overdose. I understand where you come from. I came from an alcoholic family. And I have 2 siblings, a brother and sister, they're into the drugs. I understand the issues. When I come here, most police directors or police don't care. But I do care about the Nescapi people. You'll see me out there lobbying. When I'm on FaceTime, I would call out the men. Where's the men? It's only women around this table. And I am concerned for today and for tomorrow. When I arrived here, and I'm not going to say her name, the young lady said she was locked up. You're only here for the money. You don't care about the Nescapi people. And if she's listening, I'm still here. April 2025. I am concerned. If you got a daughter, you got a grandchild, I'm worried about for tomorrow. We're a small department. We lack resources. But at the end of the day, I'm willing to listen to the community. Regards to the Northeast Agreement, just like the Cree, like the Inuit, on Article 13, policing, we made an amendment, the needs of policing of today. There was changes. It was brought to Chief and Council. Chief and Council signed off. It went to the Cree and the Nescapi Commission to confirm. Article 13, you are right. When those agreements in place, you know, they should have taught more about the future. But back then, alcohol was the issue. Today, it's cocaine, speed, magic mushrooms, you name it. It's a concern. Am I concerned? Answer is yes. And everybody tell you, the drug walk I was part of. Councillor Lecoux was there as well. Every issue I bring up. I'm not here for the money. The big raises I never got. I'm here for the community because I enjoy my work. But at the end of the day, I am concerned what happens to Kawa today and tomorrow. I am concerned what happens when I leave. You know, I hate to say it. The police are vocal talking about the drugs and alcohol issue. I'm not an expert on addictions. Don't do this, don't do this. But if you come and see me, Billy, I want to sober up. I'll call that treatment. I'll call that detox for you. But I'm no expert on it. But I see every call we get, like the other day, 10 calls of violence. Out of 9 out of 10 was alcohol and drugs. Well, no, it's drugs and alcohol. Sadly, policing today is based on paperwork. When we do paperwork, we get funding for equipment, for training. Now, regards to the K9, we're looking at, there's 22 First Nation communities in the province of Quebec. I believe there used to be 6 with a K9. As we speak, right now, there's none. The Sault de Quebec used to have a dog in every corner neck of the woods. They're down to 2 dogs for the province of Quebec. There's a cost. And there's the Charter of Rights. I can't take the dog to your luggage, to your locker. I need a warrant. Things have changed. I wish I could bring a dog. I wish I could have a dog do this and do that. But at the end, I'll use Estella. If I bust her, well, Billy's not following the rules on the Canadian Charter of Rights under Section 9. You know? But your points are well taken. I want to meet with the elders. If we could do it once a month, quarterly, by all means. You tell me a place. If we need a place like this, I'll rent it. I'll provide the snacks, and we will talk. I'm worried about tomorrow.
I surely to the mazi me am shoda I magno to ija I could ni pegu ta to I magno it pegna I magno pego I magno I could ni that the pegna to si hum nem snake no kema pegu to pegna shoda kunya to it sia so is nan to say that agad misa to ija na gat kia misa to is io ne to mane o yo no tabio inano na mo yabes but 지비고 난다 위 쇼뉴다 이 초즈만하스 우다와 초즈만하스 나이 나이 같이유네 주도 감사도디쇼 뭐고 베이그니아 베치안 와자 에유치안 스테파니시난 이스나구노와 단 스코모 메사이가지다 바타그노스 아담 시와도 쇼모그노다 고백 초즈모 미샤차고요 게나 우다와 초즈모 뭐가그니아 베치지다 저기지다 바타그네 데 스페시자지 디스카토 그죠 क्या आई मागनो तो आई चीज़ ना कुनी वो इसको तो भी क्या मुझे तो हुआ नो जो यो इसना कुनी मुझे तो हुआ इसको तो भी क्या मैं ही चाहूँ आई क्या मैं तो सिर्फ वंजी मुझे तो आगे नहीं बस को बाजी तो नहीं हो ये jadi discuat iya क्या जमियो ना जब बस क्या मैं साथ तो दिशो karena sekolah so semua Nagatas cacitas na kayo. Kung sa mga kunan chicha kayo sa muna no caci no jihas na yo. Sa hanya misko ni sa matawad. Mukas kanda jiji tabahan. Asuda ita chichanji. Askuda tat. Ang niya pa sa jiji tabahan ma. Sa sa ita no iya. Tanja ita yo kaya dyan. Kaya masayo na siyo sa kayo. Majinut na may tawad na jita mapsi himit. Baji misya na kasana. Baji mahatanap niya. Ko agan miskaj tu iskamyo jiska tu ya jisko ha skata ha sachi nas miwat ko kiba misad na was ministro da dis na disko mo na igneo yoda ke sindo itma jiskot ma jano juda yabs mo chabi hauch anjani kan kanigan bech kena wi shona skapi wi shon agan miskaj kya jikamyo miskot jisko ha kaya tuwing kanan 지시고요가 지시고 근데 스페시네요 그래서 그 지미추 하이고 자 왠지 우리 디스코가 노자 간다게 그 스페이시나 뭐 예쁘지 봐 메이탄 자주 돈이 하잖아 걔는 저 지코지 샤면 저가 미샤츠가 노바탄 걔네 아스페샤이 미오 또한 아츠원까지 시kud 먹는 제이미 저희 오이 지원다 가시나가전 거진 시커먹나 뭐 기반 나오 사이면 되게 이자 저기 또건 time there's always time for the people
You mean a police committee or a justice committee? I believe it's still there with Charlotte. They kind of renamed it. I think Charlotte Peen works 20 hours a week, right?
Yeah.
And Sharon Tardif works out of
The Gwen
Shefferville.
Michadusan once yet that
What's the deal?
what's the tao Charlotte, Sharon, updates ko to that now we going to say that. Justice Committee. Okay. Police Committee. Okay. Billy, I think they're.
Oh, you wanted that?
No, just teasing. I like the teaser.
Billy, they're talking about the Police Committee. Justice Committee is.
The last time was active, and George Katsumoto was there with Elijah. That's the last time it was active since then. They voted, and for some reason, they never called for meetings. It's been like that for the last 4 years, I believe. There used to be an election process, and I think the last couple of years nobody ran or whatever. I believe back, Ronald, there was one council member and a couple of elders in the group, right? I know the committees, right? So things have changed. I know. I, I think we need to sit down and talk and communicate. There's a lack of communication. And I think if we sit, see what's working, what's not working, then we'll know what's there. Okay, we're not, oh. But for policing, if the Facebookers, I'm here for another 2 years. And like I said, if my health's better, I'll stay longer. But at the end of the day, my job is to get one Nescapi to take over my position. And I have 3 Nescapis will be leaving in August for police training. And Cégep de Abitibi for 14 months or 16 months. Then EMPQ, basic police training.
Okay, Billy. Sorry for interrupting earlier. It's just I don't have a question, but I have a recommendation because I know other First Nations communities have adopted community surveillance. Like there's surveillance cameras throughout the community, and there's 24-hour surveillance. So if we're concerned about seeing police officers patrolling the streets 24 hours, that could be an option. And I think that would be, I think your budget is healthy enough to explore that a new form of surveillance in the community. Iyon yan tao sa kutaka use siya, mijad use siya na the out west, kanito mo surveillance in the community. Yotam cameras na ito kunya. Wap mao ji mo niya bata beduiji, kaya wap mao ji mo niya bata beduiji. The Angujan one say about she snob magnu one in bed beduta nabajin huna. So this is one of the you probably heard about it. They survey the vehicles coming in and out, and they identify who are the possible drug traffickers, and if you have more vehicle come in more than once, you might have grounds to intervene that there might be a possible drug trafficking.
I know up west in my neighboring community, they use peace officers or public safety officers, basically like your security guards, patrolling the streets and doing this and doing that, doing surveillance. Public, yes.
Asay magwan majanto huna taujat. Kiba isnagun wana taujat majanto honio. Mea mo ina pat wai isnagso. Ya sto seminoa, tu seminoa. Jihanes noa. Isnagso wan mea mo ina pat. Magwagan jasa jajibinaw kaya jo asay magwan. Ataujaji majanto huna. Jabati mao ka magnos. Report sabotage to now. Judge by me to the Mac. I'm getting same one at thousand mission to Hona. But Mamishimo George Gani. Cosnagus to one. A thousand mission to Hona, Miamo in the path while is not so. Ah, none of me, Chitotum. Got the mitata no one nagata, Smitadano. Mugonawe, ask me upwa. Agan misnagan. Chiboy Jibo nutta mo spionanda. Wana taja meten to hona. Jibat tiach mamshimano. Sa mamshimano tiach. Akon jibat nan. Oh, nismut now.
Iya, na koi to mo iya. Chimen na chwat. Iya, nas gachipin. Na koi to mo na nok machan to honyo taponya. Kipa na gut ni cha mukchamo yak no niwan ata cha chi chaganyo. Kia isho yak no yapit niwan iya stohonya ang chacha batutasot. Cha shashin cho ya chinani. We put a say mahiwan ata cha chaganyo. Kia data ni cha miamata ni peguya shoot no smish. Kamashi mana na machinto honja. Sachik mat shoots no smish data ni kendan shuta banch. Ang gunjin just mat sheets na stan shuta banan sketchiot na to small stan shuta banot. Kipa cha huma chibiot cheyot. Nia statement cha asukun punas no chinagatago cheyo. Chibius kagatach. Nina no minuas gnatapnas a cheyuyas. Kagana date manager Kamashi mana machinto hon menjob mot dan shuta bans. Kipa cha chiga sigmishtitu da gucha shi ugo mot go do mot pesa machinto honyo a mute. Kiana a mute cha chagay data cha napekusnano kiamanowichi kunan. Chachi ndop match wanyo ashuto seiji. Chachi wawichi kushich. Kiba chachi tukwa na wawichi don tukunan chachi wawichi agno don chachi ponit a mute. Kia miao chaga apte magno don say mute na iya. Ni addiction agnoitat chaga te magnus machakchi apte magnus. Wamusun chukui apte magnus a mute ni amachinto honyo way puni hach. Ko angun choy mashihma tuish kia angunan chua chimina.
Billy, so you gonna translate a little bit about what Luke and Louise also just said. They spoke in the Scapi, but I'll speak to you in English. The message from them and from this table is the community has to start helping the police with regards to dealing of drugs. It's time for this community to start helping to stop this. This has gotten out of control. We're going to start seeing our little kids being surrounded by this. It's become too normalized. The drug problem. To fix it, the community has to start coming together to start helping you guys to stop this. This is the message from this table. And we appreciate everything that you have done for this community.
Thank you. Those are good recommendations.
Iya. Ini mo no siya niya. Tuhon wa mahimaw. Nutumut ba tuta mo sanikan. Dam na daw tihana. Tsaka bitabi ni matin tuhon. Tsaka imiyot mis ko mga iyo ja disiyot yun. Bitabi dyan na makunahon at ako na. Pero ganyan to istat. Siya nung kita bakitano. That's the siminat. Siya nung. Ngayon makatutawad nabi. Sito kung dalawa kakami ko dahon ka kotong ito. Sito ko na mo. Umisata ko tiyo, misigan ahong daw simakas. Ya. Kung daw ka-speed, napika mo itaan. Si-speed na dalawa na mo. Butik tuplay ko yung mga itong yun. Ayun na. Ahong kung natibay siya, kung niya. Kami sa tao tiyo, katebo ito, dati bitang tao ng tuhong. Siya. Wala siya mga tusal ng mga lunch. Iyo dyan dito nga. Siya na iya. Kamu na iya. Ito mo da. Ako na. Bodo ka siya. Quebec. We know much na that Quebec na town. Mata mo ka na. We all at katigim. Siya kapapasya ko kitiyaw handa. Akato ko sa sono. Kamu na kato ko one line is tayo. Chitach. One line is tayo. Una Quebec na wala ko maya. Kutot po. No, tunong si Hong Wano
Bisa ko daw diyan at may mo ko. Mo kay siya ito ko. Ako ba? Just ko now. Ako nga usihan. We know much.
It's still there.
Billy,
Somebody to discuss.
he was saying we should sign, like a community should sign like a document, like a petition saying that we don't allow drugs in the community. That's a suggestion from
It's-
George.
It's something like your bylaw 54 on alcohol. There should be a bylaw created drugs and alcohol. And it's something that we have to discuss. How do we enforce it? Maybe with fines or set up something with the Crown Prosecutor or the Quebec court system.
Ayun ano isyon niya. Siya ay minota tayo. Tapos siya sa studio si Bidong. Kaya siya susimidya dito sa wanahod. Napiyo sa kami dyan tuhon. Sa hihin ako na dati siya ako dati siya. Kaya ako masima ako na aspido ta. Kaya nabata niya ang kutne niya. Mr. Kanoy, ito mo ko ka Jintuhon niya at katawajet. Ayaw na. At nagnod. Kaya nuwap mo, nuwapatan tayo niya kung nagnod sa spesat siya kan. Kung nanda, mistibito ko dato dawan siya kan iyo. Kaya miyat siya mo kapiay ko sa doon, misa di chan jinjuan siya tawajet. Kaya ang kutnig ganin, ma'am doon ay tumikon. Masiha ko ano, 2 minutes, gaya 2 minutes. Distance ko daban nod. Ako dan dami siya tatsi tuhon niyo. Bisin tuhon niyo kaya nipiyo. Kaya wajib mo nyo mo tusaw niyo ko tagat. Kaya dito sats. Ay man dito mam dunay ta kano just pito das stiyo simulat. Kaya ni mam dunay timikon. Kaya dato po na kami niyan. Jam itcha doon dahoy ko nabi. Kaya misan tuhon. Ako naman no, jitay-tan siya jihinapach. Siya speed no tsawan. Siya imeno day stiyos simenich. Kaya uwan na sa ima da tos ma atawa siya yi. So si kaya o siya ito box. Napunta tukon. Ya, misan tuhon. Kaya napiya misan napunta tukon. Kat nahaday da tsuan ji. Kaya ni Jichan mita daw sa kawasyod ang astutatoy. Asko na si Yod, matapin siya na. Kaya, sabi sa ibig no, sa uno ang danikan. Kaya isna ko na dati siya ako da. Sa jimamuya ako da, yunujihima ako ng sawan. Wada, nusuk jisi ko at biyaw. Tukunitsa o da misatsa. Kaya mo kwa jitap makuha na, dahil nasay mo kang stabilitat sa kanyo. Kaya baik ko napi. Siya mo. Kami niya nakibuha. Siya siya mo ang comment. Kaya nintay mo yung danitis. Napi. Watch. Agajinan na ka na amin nukus. Baik ko so. Amin danitis. Kaya man to daw. Kaya mitsa to pa to tayo ko kamagunahiji. Siya ni mo ito ang bedo tato nukus sa spot out. Saya pan piyo na ta. Kaya miyaw im ko sa gusto. Tawag ko ito kaya Diyos. Nabasad. Kaya nabasad siya ang taimod. Kaya basta mench. Kaya no, so siya, ukaw imaw siya, but siya iwasyot. Niya mo to asyo mo, kaya uyo ka sa pumunta siya. Kaya uyo no, jimiyo niya sa kanyo. No, jimod niya kaya uyo. Kutanda siya sa kaya stop mo ko dito semua. Giba, ndesihan ako, Chay tayo mo ko yan, giba, mitsuwa yaw kayo. Miyaw na mitsuwa yaw ko, kasi mo siya kan mo keri. Iwaw itan. Kaya George say ta na ta, as nagot. Pero misat siya kan ta, mitsuntuhon. Ahoy ko yaw. Ja, wat is het met je nooit jaren? Hoe moet je hebben? 1000. 1000 can it be? I'm going to go to you and steam in the middle of the middle of the Kaya ang kundi na ba siya doab mo was na bas. Tulay yung toit mag. Wati nasayda na kiba mamiwaw. Ito kaya magamiwaw. Namiyaw ako. Say mo miyaw dyan miyaw bititad. Kaya miyaw mo kung doasam. Kutuk na bas sa jabit. Doit mo kung dito sunayo. Kiba miyaw siya mentay tan dyan nui chawch. Niya yung tawag dyan da. Daw yap mo ko. Ya, kasi tawag niya mo siya doon yung yan piyo. Itse doon op mo juta na sa ito yan eh. Masaj. Kaya mutatat. Ay meno da apo sa teo. Kaya wayo tok ni Yossi. Kaya usti Yossi mo nung masaw. Utanda ako. Wachim stubitag dagno juta jakon. Da Yossi. Ang ko nakiba ako datok tatsinod na badach. Kawasyut. Eh, dito ko na ano tao, ija. Chiwa untuk. Umaris pinay ako siya not. Mesos tayo miyo na untuk. Mesto tayo ako na una, dasajik tayo ako siya untuk. Na distos mo dyan do. Ang kundin. Tayo ako siya tanikan do. Minima da dyan tayo yutos mo untuk. Ang kundin siya tayo ako siya do. Ada nutukos na koch. Ako na siya batman. Niya no tayo kahit. Kung ako Joseph, kaya uyo na ako at iti niya ito sa mga ako at nasakot. Ang kung nakawisyohan, Diyos ko matawag at yung tutoy ako. Kahit hindi ako yung nagyani.
Ay, may ninuisihan yan. Dahil ni hanosamat. Dahil ni hanosamat. Todo dago jagam jaganit. Ni tuwato dadihat siya. Magnosamat tao nasa jahish piyo ja. Nasod na tao jumad na isigano. Nasay mo, basta doon ni Jita. Ito siya maut. Ito ito ko ni Jita. Naihatiho. Maday ni nosam dyan, at agabay ni data manate. Nataman, mistam yung dodo, mitaw is no sabi ako dyan ko niyo, kay spesibat kanoy maga. At yun na Diyos na kajin yun, ni data manate, no. Ukaw yun, nasa kubuisin ni Buiji. Kaya hindi siya sadya. Mistam yung sihipan dyan, das mi huwat. Kaya uyawat. Jisa nui o chanyo na munya na hago siya sa hanyuet. Kaya no tamanawan tawad na kami o hito. Kaya daw iya wacha. As mas ay mas yugam jagot. No staban gani dosi mas no staban vayong dosi. O mas say mo gonja ko tagad no stago man jet. Mandani payong dosi mja ay uidong Maje mo nakaw inastiman no ino tabi ko hunayo. Ang gunigam chakot. Ninti and siya sit na haday mi gun. Aguna ha siya the channel. Na do is ma jo do asim hunayo chui miya. Wasam ya tukun dal. Kwachi hiya hui nai kam chakot. Mishuna ya sa do inja ang kam chakot stay kan. Ma po say man im gunawa wi tama ko mani say kan. Ni ahaut. Ni tata undi squats dinje. Ni jadab mo. Adaga bazin dawdi as Mr. Smachit anja. Mishkut ni mi na gidi ta na squaga chanyu yat. Aguyo ya wito na sami hit. Naguna hauti. Misa don moskun ko na ni gam chagot. Pui hau cha ji mi anja miao do da mo ko tawdu da gani ni hansa. When jins kumat na magnan doasim de kay hinaw sa to. Ay mano dahil stay. Tatuhan mo ko siya kung na ako sa tatanong. Saan ka na stay? just nostalgic. Yeah, I'm sure that.
Nadai kata matama ko si hui channel. Kini hui ka mga nor katat. Kumak yay. I sabada si hui tapos kaya sa kaya kaya kutak. Ustat. After bad watat. May akong tuwan ng natot matay. Bay ko di kati tayo tako na. Kama ko na nos. Yo, ito daw na matos teke forest ito daw na. Ako aswab mga no tika mga hamagan niya mami si mga niya. Aswab mga no matawad. Kuna i bindas na ayag no ni wang nas madam ko mo kaya mo. Go kuna ka mami si mga lang kuna mas ko na beans uto ni. Punta ko tika mga sa jiwa na sa tayo ko ko. Macima ko na. Sabi ko sa mga wala, macima ko na dito.
I just want to translate briefly for the elders there. We were talking about alcohol and drugs and how it's destroying the lives of their children and grandchildren. And also, one of them mentioned, like, how is it? She says she sees how much drugs are coming into the community when it's posted. She wonders how is it that there's so much drugs like are coming into the communities easily. And she mentions that she's thankful that you bring her son home. It's a life that you're saving, she says. And she, they also mention how much it's destroying their children and grandchildren.
I know last year, Chief Rial, and I think he was speaking to Chief Teresa in Setil, the airport, have security. Check the bags, check that. It's the same thing with the train station. Those are the two main ways the drugs come up. It's through the train service and through Air Inuit. It's something that has to be discussed through leadership. It was there in the past. I know if we go further up north or further up west, they do have security. Why not Setil? Biggest question, why? And if we have security in the gates, that probably reduce it probably at least 50%. And if you do have security, they check your bags, they check this. People are going to think twice. You know, I'm picking up on a parcel, there's drugs, you're getting arrested. But as we speak in Setil, here, you want to bring this up. Nobody checks it. You're bringing the pills, the speed, the cocaine, the mushrooms, you name it. The biggest issue, and this was brought up at the elders gathering that took place in August, drugs. And I do understand your concerns. There's one batch. We're going to get a bad batch, matter of time. It's going to affect your spouse, your children, and grandchildren. We're going to have overdoses. We go to the Innu by Newfoundland Leopard in Atwashish. They had 3 overdoses in the last couple of days, and the women are making a stand. The Blood Tribe had 21 overdoses about a year ago, a bad batch. As we speak, there's fentanyl in the cocaine and the drugs we get as we speak. It's just a matter of time. And I brought this up in April. And at the time, Chief Teresa, we met with the ministry. Ian Lefreniere, we brought that up. Because we had the young girl, Gregory's daughter, Alexandra. That was a concern. And we brought it up. Ian Lefreniere, the attaché for the premier, everybody. It's just a matter of time. And I do agree with Chief and Council. People got to step up. It's your child, your grandchild. I see the negative feedback. I see the negative cries. I see 14, 15-year-olds high. Why? You know, it's easy to blame, but we as parents, and I understand where the elders come, they're scared. They got to lock themselves up in a room because their children or grandchildren are getting high or they're drunk. I'm concerned. It's not just here, it's all over. But if we make a stand as one, Chief and Council, elders, managers, directors, and most importantly, the community, we could make a stand. We can't wait for a tragedy. How many deaths? We're going to do something. And it's something, and like Luke said, we'll bring it to the community. And I'm sure majority of the community would back us up. Enough is enough. If I use Il Sabuktuk about a year ago, a bunch of women went there, RCMP, we can't do much, we can't do. But they stormed into his drug dealer's house, took the drugs, and put it in the front porch. The guy got arrested. Mind you, it's harsh, but this is your community. You control it. You are the government. You are the elders. You want change. Don't wait for a tragedy. And don't say, he said so. It's going to happen, but when? And like Mike was saying, marijuana is like smoking cigarettes becoming a norm. It's a medicine if it's used properly. You want to relax? By all means. But if you smoke up 20 joints a day, it becomes an addiction. And I am concerned, Stella and the elders, we're going to get a bad batch. Then we're going to start blaming. We got to act. But right now, we're around this table. People listen on FaceTime. It's time to act before we have another tragedy. You know, it's not pleasant when you see that. See somebody doing CPR, you know they're dead, but you still got to follow the protocol. Go to your house, the tears. It's not easy for us to knock on your door, do this, do that. We feel the pain too. And when I feel that pain, I get flashbacks for every community I work. But you guys have a right to be concerned. You have a right. You want action. And I'll back you up 110%. If I got to knock on Health Can, we need more money, we need this. But at the end, no matter how much money we get, what does the community want to do? When you say enough is enough, let's do it, not talk. Let's do the action. It's your child's future. Your grandchild, you're great. It's going to affect us. We're going to lose a generation. We could stop it if we all work together and have a common goal, a clean, free community. It's like we said last year in April. We need a detox center in the community. We need a treatment facility. This treatment facility is not just for Niskapis. We could recruit Inuit to keep it going. But we need a detox facility for drugs and alcohol. And I'll say that no matter where I go. And that was said to Minister Lafreniere and all the ministry people that were there. We need a detox center to help these individuals. And it's not just putting a treatment center. We need a person that comes from treatment. They need help. I'm falling off. What are the tools? They need support. We don't have a support mechanism. We have camps there, $1 million camp. Let's use that for detox or a treatment center. We do have the facilities. It's getting the proper people in place. And like Mike said, we get money for this, money for that. I could throw in a few $1,000s to bring in a special counselor to work in the community. We all could share. But the community, you see it and I see it, we have issues. It used to be alcohol. Now it's drugs. We could make a stand. Chief, deputy chief, council members, elders, enough is enough. We don't need media. We just do it. And I'm there 110%, just like my staff. But at the end of the day, This was a good discussion. I thought it was going to be 5, 10 minutes, but I loved the discussion. I loved the concerns from the elders, from Mike, from Chief and Council. I'm happy. We're talking about it. Now it's to take action. I thought it'd be 5, 10 minutes doing this, but at the end of the day, this is a positive public meeting that is concerned about the community. Thank you. Miigwech.
Besides mo ko ito man ya jagan yung isiswat iyo cha chagatugun chisho kyo cha bitabit majando ho niyo cha wash tutaga chwanchi yo cha shung ishnaga niyo kutaka iyo siya yo kashnagwa chen niyo na to shishya niyo jicha nashna wanji wash tish bench mukman semo ji tan chaga myo bigo gamak chaga noji chao yo Canada kutaka iyo siyo ni shuyo ashu peki dadashu jidao na ashtaga нужно и туиша гуштоквачана и мечендохон да и не аночи хачки панада и йоц нишиошу бег чиваш туда гучита ангвено чак чехнагша чиноё кай качиахайо кеч чбатат наоё кени тугуни ai ашачанью ке ai тань бисихан ai Chachishpicha kwan miami da niganocha. Go chino mamuyo chuquitus sanoyo. Chachina gamayo or chachi wawicha hechen swanchi na wawichi kishich. Kaya namiyita niyo chacha na shkumit na abajimiya ki imonyo. Namiyita niyo kaya shuwi shuwi ushkwita yo chachi nagamahyo ushkachne yo cha napinya cha chishteme go no chu mechendo honen yo mechendo hon meshau kya michatwani kashtoko kya ashpichi chagwan aguta Jeff, I think we're at the fire department. Just give us 2 minutes. I don't see the slide for the fire department. Wait, yeah, can you put it up? Ngoja shabutopia mandagata fire department. Shook.
You want me to skip it?
Go there. We have that, and then we have.
I'll do it quick. It's easy.
Okay. Jeff, we can't see the slide for the fire department. Or is it me?
Maybe it's you. I haven't done anything there.
It's you. It's you, she said. But I can't see the document. Can you try sharing it again?
We're waiting for them.
Share. No. Hey, okay, yeah, go. Oh, it's Billy can talk on this. Okay. Billy.
Since I'm going to do the fire department, oh, I see an increase. I'll be honest, I don't have my budget, but there's an increase. The first part, the honoraria, it's usually 1/3 of my budget. It's usually 40 to 45,000, and it's given out in June and December, half and half. Training wise, we have training in 3 weeks with Subfu, wildfire training, on June 11th, 12th of this year. We're buying equipment that's going to cost us roughly $15,000 to accommodate the course. Also, in September, we're having a refresher course for firefighters on basic firefighting from NIFC out of BC. Travel, it's limited to one or two meetings in the province of Quebec, and some of the travel probably in July, probably 20,000 will be part of the competition that might be taking place in Kawawachikamach. Equipment-wise, we're buying more bunker gear and more SCBA's, the breathing apparatuses. That's about it. It's cutting short. Any questions, comments?
So EVI oid omega stobot sets 192,000 as a ganyo. Guna 40 to 45,000 a ganyo na miyam astuadi miyam bego punan nustum na stagna askod majunano zinto sound miyam askod ajinda min askod miyam 15,000 abaji atwaji atwastona abaji dona abaji tagnoj kachem askod magnos kasto abat sets guna gutagi buzuna na Bego gamagnisho I tumijo jamo image July bishum da tugaji abaji 20,000 atugaji jajigi by Miami amatots nagasto botsats kiana atusona abaji don that was a yagnod Miami 15,000 udijibio sasakani that was na abaji touch gasto botsats.
Billy, I know that there have been some environmentalists in the South who have said that this year's fire season might be especially bad. And I know that it was part of your advice that we created that new fire break over by the new police station. Is there anything else that you think that we ought to do to prepare the community for this year's fire season?
Tugunay daw giba nusu wa tani pa jo agna da jumuna no jo agusto ka taji msti squada jo ka apastat si yanda ka to tagno da ka I ka to sko ijano zunda tuguna ko to jagon taji to tagno jo taji ba jo je gut na yusi taji spa to ka ina ka taji squada.
I think 2 years ago, we bought wildfire equipment for roughly about 28,000. Last year, we did the fire breaks around the community. This year, we're concentrating on the wildfire training on June 11th and 12th. As we speak, I have 36 people enrolled in a course. So that if we do get a wildfire, we're going to have approximately 50 wildlife firefighters that are able to protect the community. And I believe there'll be another course in August. Do I expect a fire? Answer is yes. That's why we're prepping up. We got equipment, we got this. At the end of the day, we need manpower. Actually, there's close to 22 women that are on the list as firefighters. So we're prepped up. It's just when, more or less. And if it happens in July during my holidays, I'll be flying up right away to be part of it.
Tukuni udat kudumas na nuju kena 20,000 at waju kena na kism tosko ita nuju June kena August satu kaju miam tukaja ji misti squada dis askudumas na nuju Jadi masih agak di sekolah ya, setuju sudah tidak sudah sekerja John Bishop. Ya, kutu kerja ni juga ni si saya sekarang di sekolah sudah tahu jo. Jadi apa sekolah mati so sekolah itu sekolah makan.
Actually, you have a council member over there could help out. He took the course with me in February around your camps, how to brush cut there, cut your trees a certain distance, 9 feet away. If you got spruce, you cut it up to 10 feet to protect it. Your firewood, get rid of it. Don't put it under the porch. Store in your fuel. It's something, give me about a week or two. I'll have something on Facebook to be all the rules for the camps, what we're going to do. But you do have an expert that took a course with me. He's over there. But I'll be there to assist. But I'll put something there to protect the community as well. I think there's a 1-page booklet on it, just protecting your camp. And it's simple. It's just, they call it mitigation. Get rid of your plywood. Don't put nothing under your porch. If you're going to keep containers of fuel, you keep it about 5 meters away, which is about 15 feet. And you leave nothing. You cut all the brush. And you space your tree. From here where still is, there's a tree from every distance, then you prune it. But that's something I'll post, and maybe I'll go on the local radio with Tim, and we'll explain how it works.
Tukunda ito na kutijamo na kajigaj na gusto ko na tanjis na kuda dagno squadat ito jadi ba Nostalgia mita ito kaya mistuko na jadi pabiupat sito. Kaya waska da jimi hagano dio kaya mistuko na jimisuti ito. Jadi waska jadi jika hagano ito dia mistuko. Kaya cita sebenarnya tempat ni mamukas ketemu nanuis ni lagi. Ya, minaskot
Go iya ino discut maguna na beli go joke iya mem iskota na daga sige sodo bana so gusto ko na pista kasi misma babi na chis atwas na mi kama ki shaka agoda za chichibi iskota gol ang gaskat maguya chachi iya we just met that no one wages kaya misto ko mga na misto ko paswa misto ko sa we pesa wa soda Temen si White Magula and Goidan to is midnight. Radio Nagahan gave me China, which are Billy. I guess a white mess. Hola.
Jeff, we're gonna do the women's shelter. I think Cheyenne has her own presentation for this. After the women's shelter, we're gonna go back to DPW and Wapanutao. So I think, I don't know if you wanna, yes, take care of it.
I'll jump back.
Hold on, be sure to say goodbye to, Thanks so much. 지수가 Thank you, Billy. Shkumataw Billy kachi tukushan kachi najimet. Kiewa accountant di hata ganot. Kat tepechita shos wa kat tepechita shot. Uchmo wagata wa что шкагано wa Jeff. Chashi что ho.
Jeff, say your goodbyes.
You guys later. Save me a plate.
Thank you, Jeff. Go iminoj ngui shamo Cheyenne Vachon
Done my PowerPoint.
shelter director ito po. Uchmon dai shkojovich.
Gwangwyn ni inuitahan. Ya bitki po isko chukuya sto misko tayo Chimichatu chisko 22 da chu chisko chitagnot. Kaya da beko at mo imya chama muituya chuta. Mukta po isko. Ang kun niya bit na awa itagnot chimichantuhon mukisko tauch. Ang kaya sisyo to mo kamagnas tapata kachiu. Tapata wi na pa chachipashikuichi. I'm mentioning the Billy, the forum that we had, the majority was women against the alcohol and drugs, and you called out to the men of the community to take their place. And I just mentioned, of course, the women are going to put out fires as well with the 22 that are signing up for your course. Gwangwyn the nuisishwania bishukuk, the gangwyn ke Kejuawi temat natem isko ni kanutao natem isko chukushkuyo moknatem stishpite metnan anapoyak chpashwe metnan chachiwichi yach niwawichi tachi yusi. Kya chala leadership encourage men angana ni encourage tutuake chuishamake I don't know to go into speech but hopefully change no positive changes what this coming year. Kya nashochaitan wa mamuja jito sanuji usage. Kwangwena na ninanda ishko traffic wa wapis namat chachi miwe mut ishko kya was. Kya jaga chachi Bachatainta nas chachi chamoita ka chachi chamoita ishko kya uniotosima chachi safety security touch and the shelter angwenen the tusonan kya chachi wichi chishko chachi tanwe nagnich we ushwa wichi kashich chachi miwe muchi their mental wellness kanya as mashihignot mukah nagwat na violence na masyadun anggun niya bejatus kastmat anggun na chachi wichi tats pegat skana sutwan anggun as bukashay tamajwa chachi nagwat na tusonan chachi munito chach tosimnot chusimnot chachi kawiwo should just know that miwe munich. Kipa mishauta ikihnata intergenerational trauma. Nuju angun as mutamaka juta. Was ni dojo masay too much nyakeishi yuichi we hanshwa. Anganya motekets. Ganganya normalize miamishatao. Chokambesha normalize. That is the translator. Miamda angu nagachiyon kashiyu ya angu nagachiyuno da emu ya anahate mu ya agam I miunito no shuya guanguna na chachi pikuna machen guanguna ashu tuskastmata I shkotrofit ko ya naun da datasnan da full time nindan di dan kanskan ke wasta skot is about shikanapish Gana awawijat niya iska ganda wewa the community Marie-José gana kuteki Leslie Saskapio ankanwi ishadosta miam chachi wijat miam induishkasa wan wap meiji nandutu sejishka ganda da kashkutamajo jofi chachi matwasa Kianjan da natim da attach ni natim kibas 24/7 shananan na iskojo kunatim da tauj gatusa changwenjan Annie Saskapio Marianne Sandy ke Annie Shikanapish kuna kutekab kota pas kian da tusa magnut na anajutat kia tutajaganyo angkun na shona Kwagada dishat kan na wajent na replacements na tam abjijit. Kuang ko na nagwas na staff. Ku aspes pitabit na suna naman ta mo na Canada. Agdada wajibit mo na suna naman. Kuang ko na 1.13688 in 1.1 million. Ang ko na 1 year na suna naman. No pasasyo last year. Peshish. Ko na ashe majpit na 750,000 na achisha kuyat ninang katusashit. Kaya na jwe na capacity building ash kutumwagnuch katusashit. Kaya jaji miu tusach kipa 110,000 understand now. Kuna beach na iskocho nutem mitem kechagwana nutapiach apchita chagwewa kena nagiba na isko kewi ke utasima as wijak no dash nutapich 182,000 the stanan wa da shunao kaya kutik chagwani na misada insurance hydro na na washkake na stisha shunano na building. Michanda chokan ni atisha shunat good 91,500 na stanan shunao. Ku angu nakutach na to sona nuichanan chuanchi misada pempiuch kastagnich kiamaki we jogashuch we mawich we wanta aushuch ofich kamagnashichi amaganda wasuchi your protection yabijan nuichanan ni inta iskot nuichanan kya shunutapit wan akami wiyut mem kapunita gnuichi to hata we waji kushicha we to hacha mem ishata na like spiritual retreat di na tamyam we mukwan sa chichitap mishot angke ya pa shwi chichichni kano chu gachijipita na nya pa chincha awasiuch chachiwo we chichich iskoch kan Shitananda chichipinanuttemnet sto. After the So we teach programs, mem self-esteem camps, tahatat na kuteki na different age groups na chikatutungwach niya na chikatusasyo chinta school chawa wijach niya wasa. Kaya da bacon ni young women's group. Kaya shuni tutana ni chachi educate to teach ta nagwaj na masyatun miamis hata miamuk jachi amustun dunanot nek na masyat nanochi muknutemi na miam tat chagwanyuan kya asha kustit wan chagwanyo o namu chagwanyo kya yapachi asha chachi tutu chachi tamajut agamiam itet Nutem and michan and chakwan, guanquin and natem radio capchitanan, kianta na katusochi tabadagnoj, agdebachabis namachna nashkutamachon, Kajabis namachni imon. Kaya iutan katutanan women's gala na tumen breakdown da tukunan ni atutamat sa kwewa miam iskocha chimamuitoch iskochishok kaya na fishing derby na tumya kaya National Addiction Awareness Week na tumishkot namamutusanan CLSC kaya na wellness programs ko kaya kamag na church kuan kunan ni nagwatutusonan ang kunwachi Miu Beach kipa na mamu atusajanchi nata nachwatutusamachicha kuan kunan ni Tish Peshitan agdasan skumatnaw kachin tutuyak.
Metawa may kwaji chamo chagoyo na iskochwa fi awawi tagnos. Women's
Nuchicha tapat mustakon women's gathering wawit taganuk ko inano. Nihe women's gathering. Tika chichapiw inano napatan imun mukmanasetan kukananto setan.
Nagoi tak no isko chama mich ko chichipio Jimmy kunan iyo chamashko. Uta aska ka kuspanano sinjiba Jimmy kunan. Chaji chipitin ko. Angko nanasko mananga ni na chaji ito hachiya isko chuta. Ko injiba Jimmy kunan ni ani tuma. Angko nata tusat kawi wahach da Kawawachikamach ni yung friendship center na daw. Kuha ko tanda to sa kuha ko nang kapachi mimi ani. Kuha ko nang cha waistuhat wa isko kaya waistuhat isko. Ko tabandang winandata niya personal. Ko cha hun chichipin wa utas kabambito wa aji chama ni misnaik na cha chi Wachikamach isko istuhat daw. Ang ko nang cha misko chiya Jinashkmonan, Auta. Joya Squia.
Change mamuy nanni.
Союз на Могилцем. Старым сильно по центре посередине, и посередине я обдана до закутма.
Кабажа чиш нанет не кайстяс. Кати мамуяс. Утка чинчва чича но дискашит. Чба куан вачи тахна можно и тагнут. Чбан тохто мочу гарат.
Skumada mane.
Miona na wikachchamia ni coach chami tu mosen. Na wikachchama no itaha na Department of Public Works. Ang tu sa teha. Okay. Wikachma wikachmat now na housing maintenance. Doktok ma chiwa yusmat. Na jiyat na mstukot flooring. Kya my bathtub yan. Kya basement flooring yan. Mishado sa datuhan kya chimsnamat now last year. As kaya chiyutmo Teresa kya putakach yasa. Angko chichashan ko chikwachama chi chikmutagno ta nichna sa jostak mitoshi tagno nichna. Go pa me jishasho na mistikoch. Wata na makuchan ka to sasa chikutusno sa chikmoach. Angko na wikas matukos kya chikos mo yapes Robert yeah so chi But so often I don't know what happened to them. Nachi got sasets go. Nemeritani at Shashan Chakwana Tapian. Mistanda to Istanda Garasa Kwachamuana. Go. But Meritan we pitch Mutagnoski, my floor, my bathtub. Kipazana bathtub, Tana Kwayawa. So Handani shown a person. Ang kunan no ikasamat pamitan o ichiyak luksopi. Hello here. And go.
Masa. Go, chay, jinas kumat now. Agad waga.
Ibani ko di jawni. Sayo to tapanwo. Sa. Kaya mabiwan suno tapanan ko bisaswa. Yuhtabi ay gutni bagat babaytasi. Kaya asko nishtan na chimanan sa hayuyas. Mukun nistubos na ni utaban. Mischa to jab batonin ko tabashiminan. Mis asko layas misat na niya chimayas. Wangu de babi ko na kaya mitukun niya sisto ko sa tapanan. Chimisyaw niya. Ay gutni shotas ni tatapunan niya chimayas. Uguno so ajmin na chimanan na ta jibutan na sinukaskat. Ya bjen ka na kano na ko tabashiminan sa tista chimimis na ta. Ugumun dyan chimanan. Ugun tayo mo ko na chawas tumoy na chimauts. Ako na kayo kasi siya, chikababi yung chito ko na, mo chikababi yung chota ba na chito ko na, asko mo to kung sa may distawa no.
Na gumiyaw sa si chiwan mas kasi monyo na utapan nyo. Chiguito mo, what? Ang gumino chimit. Ngo agad gwagaw chagwan way Kawawachikamach shayan min chikusabutobinan.
Biblia ko ba tiyan watin? Dahil kami tumbin na dahil special. Hasta ka nagastawa minyo dahil siya to. Kanta ko. Siyempre siya yung bidan si Muna. So, antos ko daw si Muna niya. Ne. Nada no ko nada timon. Tamo ko. Eh, stava ko na siya. Kawikiya ko mga GM si Pion. Yes. Diba, jadi subit ka ni uno at may kahayo ya. Ako na to man. Wikiya ko. Yeah. Wikiya ko ba matatapin bit eh.
Agad na George, mas kumatin.
Wa. Last year. Kuta mo kuta ko sa. What meant you always done in the wound?
Nee, als ik dan met dat no, als ik met staan no. Zo, gooi dan maar ste. Als we staan no. Ha. Uda, go nee, uda ja staan. Als ik maar ste, wag dood is geen moed maar ste. Ja, zou dat bia. Kas tu ha, als ik met staan nou. $100. Okay. Go chihuahua taganisman George with now na cha.
George chihuahuitanan ya no chicha. Nutamustanan. Mugyapet chishishuano 100 a day sa chimiaganotsne. Guaskan na matukan smun Nehin saytan na George. Magjem na chinasnan maste. Go now na no jo.
Four, no, what they're gonna
Go, Maji.
know. What it was. Oh, news kasi kita bulan. 100.
Dabarang yan.
Oh.
Go ask machistano, ask machistana. Ask. Kawiwik. Good kashabutobino. Now the big and chichibino, Tana 7 the Gwen. 4 to 8 to George Moimananipen. Ian go to Mishkut Naganocha, Jachitukushnacha, the Panga to Sochi Wanchi. I'm going to go to Mishkut Nagano now to begin and watch his bina note. Mog na mi tanan chiwo ga jitu kusniak. Kaya pegon cha mo da Facebook ka da agudo ta no guta ganod. So no chupata kuna. Ngung shabuto pina na English amo sa DPW kwasiman chiki moch. Chukup snamagoji o ti muno dan jade chuya wa punja cha ai punata. Kenya chutabano ayo chukwa wit makos. Ah. Chutabano.
Let's start. Yishbira owner. Sorry. We're lucky. Go 이거 봐 이거 거기다 DPW. So 과주미야가 저거 과주미야지. 거기다 또 Gordon, Robert na housing kiti hima ke Kevin agun ya bijiga i kamish kud bishtagani go gosto sok. Go gosto go ibshish. Go ish bisho our budget this year ja 9 million. Go nidan na ujme show our budget da department pap da Scapi Nation. Go mijanjanya our departments nidan. Go Gordon da gutsaja window ujme show budget da nagdo the DPW general, my administration, my management, my secretary salaries, I'm going to DPW general gitsa. Housing maintenance, Sanya Robert. Yeah, and I do that. Maintenance yung mukcham shunayo. Maybe renovations, some regular maintenance. Kaya ida ikanemo 6 permanent staff, at least 20 seasonal employees. Water, wastewater. Agda winapashuta ujamo. So we are not sure that in Utami, and the Puja HPH can negotiate drinking water. I go municipal building maintenance. So Agda Kevin and Utaman do that. 25 ida disnyanya buildings and do that. Yeah. So that one ya HPH doesn't we imagine what Kevin was Shada Unabamag Biane. I guess small vehicles nagidanya bis budget. Age Gordon yo nagreida jabich. Car wash streets, I'm going to landscaping, slashing the gnone. Kajgaz mashkano. Each reach to camping sites. Ina yabis nagreida Lake Bashani mashkano. Housing administration, I'm going to Robert yabis nagreida. I'm going to 9 million our regular O&M operations. Go squad now that each one each show slide squad now. So one sa do the note this year. Next page, please. Agda go deksa iyan yabis nagnidan the capital budget is hada angon kamanjano one. Go iyo special 9.8 million. So this year ja I jagwanja jishmashmajo shuna ga jishtu sanut. Gordon was a EJW excavator or CG. The Michachagan is just Cheuya Chemagnia some machines. So excavator big Gianan. Iabisna Wellness Center renovate to the Gno downstairs na 240,000 much the Gno. 4-wheeler yeah, but Jagodaban Gno. Each of that's at 300,000. Can niche Michova Jagazamagania or Skagi. Go cross spaces. Sagda got sanu da new houses ya itacha. In mortgage PG cross spaces. So repairing it has past 2 years. Which is so this year 700,000. I got drainage upgrades. 1 million this year in so I'm going to you see this year. So it's not ditches around the houses they've been done. So Jahoda
윗배준 주진도에드마구난 아고 안고나뜸 이 this year not just too much 아고 강수지다 바도무션 이 this year has just too much 아고 we CMHC Co-I initiative last year Robert did you use the money for last one? Okay shkabogna shin last year again GGBS this year muna in this special 750,000 이야 그 GGB 하나냐 체유지 그거 시스템하시냐 이 사이리 누디와 나 위드미자가 이 가등등이지 사이리 하등이자 저하다 나차나 가시등이지 좀 줘봐 okay 그다음에 저건 저거 project this year 자 mixed use building 이샤도 하고 이내다 지금 또 mannequin beside apartment 사 지금 돼야 이 스미치 아그다 이 하나 진짜 지금 돼야 더 좋아 필요한 위치마다자 so 이 지지표자 $5.5 million project 아고 이제 drinking water upgrade 이 innovation now 나 마시테 저건 죄시대가 나다 이와 게디 해가노치는 비미노 아고 이 지지표 $20.1 million 아고 this year that one which 비슷하고 있다는 지지대가 나 project 아고 이 죄시대가 end of June just operational 지기시오 so 금요일에 그도 우리가 지자 무야가 저건 저거 저희도 무약 so 안고 먹자 뭐 어디 마다가 좋아 이 지하지 제시 말씀하죠 이 briefly national
end of June the estimates end of June yani last week magon end of June that one year stickers kanande magan sena mo hagdak aska stabit well I don't know right now for handicap I don't know back ramp so end of June just gusto
예, 아무튼 나 거기서 지금 검색이 검색다. 뭐 일단 나도 있잖아. 뭐 거기라니 이거 있나 뭐 정답 안 하는 것들이 그래서 예, 그렇구나. 우리 앞에는 그 픽처도
na gray ni gihago nilan dark gray
아무튼 그런 거 같잖아. 이편에는 들어가다가 반찬.
na black road na black road na black ka Jaya na black no daban no tumar jeans cover up sa chewa ni na kena okay na tabang awstuma I think it was 14 or 15 same to season ji man ba na handicap na jung moda na machine platform ramp ta jung back da ya no two ni mo da from road 3 two da sa ni mo wheelchair that nee back ta jung bojo back the wheelchair access two same da snatch wheelchair Gina ni buos da Hispania da top
Okay, yun iswan siya. Ang 9 years na naman July. Okay. Maka siya bitan niya, wala ka na. Ay, saknahan wa banbakon. Saknahan wa banbakon. Katitis kamapuya. Niya katitis kamapuya bakbichu. Na labana. Saknahan atum katitis kamakun. Taban. Okay, my other question is, okay, Chuoitano na tukasang nuju tukachamia sutaban. Ba, juitbak niya nujmas kam okay. Mimik niya kutuki possession what arena na banayana or anywhere in Kawa. Nan batmak niya kutuki possession. Tukunija niya kutuki utabanyo. Agya has this to talk. And here I am work every day. I show by safe. Okay, okay, Jimmy. Nah. No, 5 feet away, anyways. I'll say. What? Okay, Angunia is to do that. Miam Babija to Vista. Okay, the Shanok. Kabagna to position to make. Mioni, Mukuja, second hand and Magun Jawana. The Omoji Jabiki VG. Yeah, one more thing. Mukeni Makaspushan getting to them. Okay, Piabadani that's Mutatan phone. Okay, Jahana Chum, Chazluki Jahana Chum, Quasit and Ditak. Near my job, Mukoituan Ditakun, I don't care as long as I work. As soon as I'm getting in depth, yep, but the sun. Minnesota, 뭐지 미미스코트가 누샤나가 or position 것도 그 의미가 두가잖아 나 고도고다반 getting gushtan getting dimon why guni angoni one every day one could be charged to send we thought jobadanoni me bagaitan 5 ito bagaitan okay, yeah, understand. Or I can say right now 이지도 야벳 누주 okay 나 누주 답지다라는 노다 만자 as noidana second hands dismaglian una jahan gewi we bigibunya na nodaban abjida yabjida ngeni why to do the best I can with chayos jahan gewi we bigibu from the beginning what has about 10 nodaban chayos saboda jabjida it was a brand new 누주 having problems with the church Men det var de gör så bäst as I can with chayoj. Okay, thank you, Nishmata.
Gotu ko na siya kung may kwasi siya mo yak. Gato siya, DPW, kaya housing, building maintenance, kaya pinutaw garage.
Виче 1983 виче нантмо на вазич. Ito was tagno nestis.
Kianjin nakachwegen si maston ja. Kabachbichani jam kunjasku yabichigo. Ishagu one yo goska money. Sugar shabay mukuyas. So he taken one in Janayot. Shuku to mo Jimmy Java, Mukumastonagami Java, whatever it is. When I'm about what you she taught to say, when I'm about what Javi Jimmy Java.
Sabador. Okay, Robert. 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 Mary was talking about her house. Says lots of issues. James Timshadamala. A lot of like water seepage in the basement, and like the doors like basically has the same doors since she moved in like 1988. Yeah.
What's the issue exactly? Is it the water?
Shower.
Shower?
Oh, that's
Okay, so when the buildings were built, they had no plan for the shower. And that's how I'm supposed to take them away. Are they just?
and Elizabeth's also.
Yeah.
Go tuguna jagwano isishwag.
Mas deze giet nou zo gaan. Dus wat maar mensen komt hier te komen. DPW. Ja, naci council ke chief and Billy too. Men ignoitan da extinguisher ni we pazana men ignoitan ni chinas da kami hoanin da stagnan emergency just ispata mak. Angan mitta ignoitan extinguisher. Who distributes that? Is it okay, Kevin? Okay. I don't have a fire. I never had one. Okay, thank you. Okay, Kevin.
Make a request to Kevin. You can do it right away. Chahachishta. Chagwanja ishidus. Chagwanja du dishimak this year. So jasha. Okay. Okay.
Not we thought you much. You we thought. Not me. Online. Not told you I at the town. But it's not going to do my money. We all be smart with the Banoa, call you a cow. When I would keep your sweet and you want to. Yeah, just what they are. And the bottom. Hey.
Che you chachi chisnagano kamak way you tomorrow metai Wednesday chachi nashta to my hits. Akuta trust. Good, Sasha. Chahach Mituguna Chakwan. Go, Chana Miritana, Chachana Skumitnanga, Chitugushniak. Chatugushniak Mino, Chuchmoimiaha. Skumitnan.
Hi, this was the AGM meeting. Lazarus here, and just closing up the stream now. Chitutani now then Kawawachikamach joined the option with our community. Shaji Jabanani or stream. Good night.